I just put the hammers down on the bike, like the first like K or two on the bike, which I did at like the European Youth Olympic qualifier just to try and split the field up, and yeah, that worked perfectly.
Welcome to what is the last interview for this series. I will continue to do the interviews, just not as frequently, maybe every 3 to 4 weeks, now that the restrictions have begun to lift and it is a lot easier to record training type sessions. Today's interview is with Dylan McCullough from New Zealand. Dylan is a phenomenal athlete. A couple of his results include winning the Youth Olympic Games, being the Oceania Junior Champion last year, winning the Australian Junior Champs this year. Prior to the Youth Olympic Games, he went over to Europe and dominated their Youth Olympic trials. In addition to triathlon, Dylan is also part of a continental cycling team over in New Zealand, which is called Black Spoke, and that is pretty cool as well. And I'm sure no matter if you're a swimmer, cyclist or runner, you can learn something from Dylan. So enjoy the video. Welcome Dylan onto the channel. Thank you very much for coming on. Like everybody else, do you want to start off with your age, location, and how you got into the sport?
Thanks, Mitch. Thanks for having me. So I'm 19, currently living in Cambridge, New Zealand, and I got into the sport of triathlon through my brother, my older brother. He started doing it like really early on, like year 7, year 8 at school, and I was still in primary school, so I was doing the odd one here and there. And then, I just kind of progressed from there and moved into like college and stuff. And the triathlon program there was good with the coaches and the squad. And it just grew from there. And I kind of chased results as well. Was hungry for like podiums and wins and stuff. And so that just gave me motivation to train hard.
So your school offered triathlon as a sport? Yeah. That's pretty cool. Yeah, not many schools, well, in New South Wales, offer triathlon as a sport.
Okay. I didn't know that. So, I guess you're pretty lucky.
Pretty cool entry into the sport.
Yeah.
Before we delve into a bit of training and that sort of thing, do you just want to talk us through the Youth Olympics? Obviously, you did win that race, which is amazing. And from the outside, we didn't really get much coverage of that race. I got a little bit here and there from Mick Ferris. But from your point of view, how did the race go?
The race went pretty much like to plan. Like I went into it with like a plan from my coach, and I think like I stuck to that and executed that plan pretty well. So like the aim was to obviously be at the front for the swim, and I came out side by side with the Italian guy. And then, I just put the hammers down on the bike, like the first like K or two on the bike, which I did at like the European Youth Olympic qualifier just to try and split the field up. And that worked perfectly. And we had like a two-man break for the entire bike. And then the run, I just built into it. Dropped the Italian guy. And I could see the others were closing, but I wanted it really badly. And so I dug real deep and I managed to win, which I was over the moon with, and a big goal ticked off. So
yeah, that's pretty cool. And do you feel that you sort of had a target on your back, I guess, sort of going to Europe before and dominating their selection race there, and also doing really well in the Oceania race here? Do you feel that you were a target for a few different people going into the race?
Yeah, definitely. Like that European Youth Olympic qualifier I did, like I went solo on the bike there, like I lit out of the water, I went solo on the bike and then held on for the run. So I think that kind of gave them a sense of what I might do again at the Youth Olympics. So in a way, it probably wasn't the smartest decision to do that, but I don't mind. Like I got the job done at the end of the day, and like I was stoked to win that European Youth Olympic qualifier. Like that was a big race to win, so it didn't really matter if I gave away what I might do at Youth Olympics to win that race. Like, I was happy.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it worked out in the end.
Exactly, yeah.
And if there's one memory from the Youth Olympics, maybe aside from winning, that you'll always remember what would that be?
Um, It'd probably just be staying in like the village, the whole village life and stuff, and being part of like the New Zealand team, going to like the food hall, and stuff like that, you know. So like it was so professional, and it gave me a taste and everyone else of what it's going to be like at like the real Olympics and stuff. So that was a really special feeling, and yeah, just being like all in the New Zealand kit. Like you weren't allowed to wear anything else, so that was and everyone was the same. So that was cool. And yeah, they just had like lots of different stuff to do at the village, like activities and stuff. And it was independent, but it was still like as part of a team environment as well. So it was cool. Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah, and there was a video that I saw after you won of you when you returned to the village. There was a bunch of other Kiwi athletes there waiting for you, and they did a haka. And for those who don't know, it's sort of like I guess traditional. You can probably explain it a bit better, but a traditional New Zealand, I guess, dance in a way that shows respect and all of that. Was that pretty cool as well? Because it spread quite far on social media, and I think it got to quite a few different people.
Yeah, so that was like insane because I didn't actually know that was going to happen. Like I got back to the village after the race and just came through like the security and like I was just walking with my coach and my bike, and I saw like the whole New Zealand team like together, and then like a whole bunch of like camera people and stuff like that. And then yeah, I looked at my coach and he knew about it. They had kind of pre-planned it because I was New Zealand's first like medal. And so yeah, I went and stood in front, and it was like a real goosebumps moment. It was like such a special feeling, and probably like a once in a lifetime thing. Like it was incredible, and yeah, I loved it.
Yeah, I might try to find a link to that, and I'll pop it below so everybody can watch because yeah, it is pretty cool, I must admit. We'll move on a little bit now from the Youth Olympics and talk a bit about training. So obviously you are from New Zealand. Is that one of your favourite places to train, or do you have somewhere over in Europe that you think is pretty good as well?
Well, yeah, I love training in New Zealand, especially where I'm at the moment. Like I'm in Cambridge, so it's like I used to live in Auckland, and that's like a really busy city and hard to ride around there and stuff like that. So I came down to Cambridge a couple of years ago, and the training here is awesome. Like the roads are quiet, like country roads and stuff, like lots of farms. But other training locations outside of New Zealand, I've always found like the Spain places that we trained in, like last year and the year before, which was Banyoles and Girona, like they've been like really hot. And like I've really struggled to get proper sessions done there compared to New Zealand with a lot better climate. So overseas, like my favorite training location would probably be Gold Coast. Like I've trained there a couple of times before, and I absolutely love it. Like I'd go back there if I could straight away. And yeah, so that's probably just like my favorite as well as New Zealand. Yeah, it's cool.
Do you also want to talk a bit about your coach and if you like sort of see your coach every day, and a bit about your training?
Yeah, so I've recently just got a new coach. I'm now coached by John Hellemans, and I went to him in about November last year. And he lives in Christchurch, which is in the South Island of New Zealand. So I don't see him like very often at all. Like, but I'm in like daily contact with him on the phone and stuff, and talking about training. But and that works fine with me. And in terms of the training squad, like I swim with the squad here, which is like Taylor Reid, Sam Ward, Ryan Sissons, and stuff like that. It's a really good group of people. So I swim with them like 4 times a week, and do the odd bike session as well with them. But my run sessions are by myself, just because I don't know, everyone's different, and we're all training for different things, and like need to improve on different stuff as well. So yeah.
And Dylan, if you weren't doing triathlon, what sport would you be doing?
It would be cycling, cycling for sure. Yeah.
And for those that don't know, Dylan is part of in Australia, it'd be the equivalent to an NRS team called Black Spot, or a continental cycling team.
Yeah, they're continental. So
even better. So yeah, that's almost, a pretty amazing achievement on its own to be part of a continental cycling team. In terms of committing to them, what do you have to do for that?
So at the end of last year, like I just got a call from like the team manager, and like the team's only just started at the end of last year. And yeah, they asked if I wanted to be a part of the team as a triathlete, and the guy supporting the team, like all he wants to do is see Kiwis like succeed on the world stage. And so they thought like I'd be a great fit if I can try and get them results on the triathlon circuit, which is pretty cool, as well as having like the support of the team and the equipment and like the financial support and everything that comes with it, So that was a pretty cool opportunity, and I said yes straight away. And in terms of like committing to cycling, like they know that I'm fully focused on triathlon, so they're more than happy for me to do that, and they've got more than enough riders for the cycling races, so it's not like they need me. But it would be pretty cool opportunity to get a start or two in the future, because I obviously love watching cycling, and to be part of like a team race and be like a domestique kind of thing, that'll be pretty epic as well. So yeah,
that's sick. Yeah, I reckon that's pretty good on Black Spoke for taking on a triathlete. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty uncommon, but you've seen it with like Cam Worth and Ineos, which is a similar kind of thing, I guess. So yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, there you go. And Dylan, you don't really have like an obvious weakness out of swim, bike, and run. Have you always just sort of been good at all three? Like I remember when I started racing on the it would have been the youth series here in Australia. Even before I started, I'd heard of your name. Heard that swum heaps good, rode off the front of the bike, and just ran well. Have you always been good at all three?
I wouldn't say I'm like good at all three. Like my swimming and bike is a lot like stronger than my run. I've always just like in the past, like my race tactics, I guess, has obviously just been swim hard, get out, ride hard, and like in the youth races, I was like off the front solo for most of the races, and that was like hard work. So coming onto the run, like I'd always be like really, really tired and run pretty averagely, but normally hold on to still win. But over time, like I've found like you can't keep doing that and sustaining it. So I'm just trying to change that up at the moment and put more emphasis on the running as we get into like older races and bigger races and stuff like that. But running is a definite weakness out of all three. Yeah.
Right. And I mean, you must be progressing quite well in your last race of the season, coming off the bike with Josh. He was telling me about it. You guys are going head to head, and you managed to outkick him. I mean, your run must be getting pretty good then.
Yeah, just since I've like moved coaches at the end of last year, like we started doing some really good run blocks, and I could see in training like my running form was getting really good, and probably the best it's ever been. So yeah, that was cool, and it was an awesome battle with Josh. Like I loved it, and like one like odd attack and then head attack, and it was awesome. So to be able to do that in a race, like I've never really had that in a race before, to be able to put in surges and then kick and stuff. So that was an awesome race, and and that was like a really big learning race as well for future. So it's a shame we didn't get to finish off the season. That was, I think, I did 2 races this year, and that was it. So a bit of a shame, but yeah, same for everybody.
Yeah. And for your plans in the next 3 years, like I do feel pretty sorry for you guys that are born in 2001, not having the opportunity this year for Junior Worlds. But, you know, in the next 3 years, what are you going to aim to do, I guess?
Next 3 years, well, a lot can happen in 3 years. So, like, I'm just trying to make myself the best athlete I can be. And yeah, we'll see where that takes me. But obviously, like everyone else, the Olympics and Com Games is a big focus and dream for anyone. So we'll see what happens, and I'll just keep training hard and try and become the best that I possibly can. And yeah, if that takes me to big races, then that'll be epic. So yeah, we'll see.
And if there was one person that you want to see interviewed, who would that be?
Are we talking like Australia, New Zealand, or
no, anyone?
Probably Matt Hauser. He's always been one I've looked up to and interested to see his training and stuff. So that'd be pretty cool.
All right, sure. I'm going to try and get Matt on, and hopefully he will agree. One last thing, Dylan. So obviously a lot of people look up to you from all over the place, you know, I'm sure from Europe, definitely here in Australia. If you could give some advice for not only younger athletes, but there's probably even some older athletes that look up to you, I guess. Yeah, what would that advice be?
I think definite one would not be to take it too seriously while you're still young. I kind of got caught up in that through, I don't know, the past 5 years with my previous coach, and yeah, I just took it way too seriously, and I kind of got burnt out last year. Like I got really sick and injured and stuff, and yeah, I had to take 3 months completely off after World Champs of doing not touching the swim, bike or run. So yeah, I think while you're still young, get the training done, but I think focus more on quality over quantity and stuff like that, and make sure you have a really good coach, because yeah, that's a really big thing. So yeah, just make sure you're enjoying it and having fun along the way. That's probably my advice.
Okay, yeah, thanks for that, Dylan. But yeah, thank you very much for coming on today. I really appreciate you coming on and having a chat. I'm sure many people are going to be quite interested in the interview. So yeah, thank you very much.
No worries, and thanks for inviting me on here to have a chat. I've really enjoyed it, and I've loved watching the previous interviews as well. They've been cool, and yeah, it's awesome that you've started a YouTube channel. So thanks for that.
Hopefully you guys enjoy that. I was super keen to get Dylan onto the channel. The next interview, yeah, that might be in a couple of weeks, and hopefully that will be with Matt Hauser. I guess we'll see. But yeah, thanks guys for watching the last 8 interviews. I hope you guys learn a thing or two. I know that I did. And yeah, if you're enjoying the videos, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next week for more of a training type video. Thank you.